All right, trying to get a good copy of this in before um, hopefully a storm. It sounds pretty bad, but it's only patchy. But got everything set up here. Got Miss Shilo. Good girl, come. And the way that we'll usually start is having her focus on me for a treat. Up here. The wind is distracting her even. Good girl. Okay. Then I'm just gonna start walking her through the course. Good girl, yes. Good. Good girl. Good. And we just want her to stay focused and go straight as much as possible. Good girl. Perfect. So that's the initial warm-up, right? Nice loose leash, focused and close heel all the way through a pretty straight line, which is one of the harder things to do when you're out in the real world because you have less input opportunities for corrections on the leash. And we'll go over micromanagement of the leash in another lesson. But right now what we're doing for this one is just kind of more broad-based focusing and more boundary-based leash pressure. Got an itch. Okay, so now for the second time around, I'm actually going to weave in and out of the cones, using some more left and rights, and her job is to follow. Right, so I'm gonna go right, I'm gonna go left. Very good, good. Then I'm gonna go right. Good. All right, gonna go right. Good. Gonna go left. Very good, good girl. And that way it adds a little bit of our body as guidance too, especially when we're turning into the dog, right? Be able to utilize the inside of our leg a little bit more, good. And then when we're going outside of the dog, right here, we'll be using a little bit more of the leash and the focus. Good job, very good. Right. Up here. Good. And it's just very important that she focuses on us for the treat and not the treat itself. You can have her focus on your hand for like a coming to a heel position like that. Good girl. But you want to make sure that she's focused on you before the actual reward part comes in. Good girl. Right? So kind of give her a target that she can hit, right? But the main goal is going to be focus work, especially for her. Being able to recover her focus when she gets really excited. Oh, something wrong with the camera. There we go. Sorry. Her being able to recover her focus when she gets really excited is going to be important. And so we're going to practice that next by walking up straight. Okay. And then just stopping. Good. Did a little bit of a turnaround there to get her to refocus off of that leash pressure. Kind of like a very fast U-turn. Good girl, right? And do that again. I'm just waiting for her to kind of get distracted by things, and then I'm just gonna U-turn. Yes, good girl. Good, very good, right? Now, especially before we add in all those distractions of the real world, and when she gets excited, we're gonna also add in a little bit of her name work too, because we want that extra bit to help us when we're out and about. Good girl. So she's doing a really good job following through right now. Here we go. Shilo. Yes, perfect, good. And that's all I'm looking for, is for her to respond and follow me as I turn around quickly, and she did it even before the leash pressure hit, so that was really good. Good girl. Now we're just gonna do some real world walking around the court here. All right, Good girl. Good. Shilo. Very good. Good girl. On another day, I'll try to also set up the camera so that way you can see me outside from like a third perspective. So that way you can kind of see more of what I'm doing right now, as opposed to just the first person view. Shilo. Perfect. Good girl. Very good. That was really good because she was really interested in one thing and she was moving quickly towards it, and we were able to get her attention back. Good girl. So we really want to emphasize the rewarding moment on that, or the mark moment, to let her know that she just did a really good job. Because especially when she gets worked up and excited is going to be that zone that we're going to be needing to work her in. So trying to build her up to it as much as possible. Starting off really simple and easy, like these, solo morning and evening drills, and then integrating the same maneuvers and the same concepts, but then just adding in the excitement of people or a new environment, or fast moving kids and things like that. Right, so this is kind of like the shooting free throws for practice in basketball. It gets you warmed up, but it's not exactly like being in a real game with all the pressures and everything else going around. But it's good to help warm up those basic foundations, so that way we know that she knows what she should and shouldn't be doing. And then we can really concentrate on whether or not she needs more desensitizing or more redirecting during those moments when she does fail. Good girl, come. So here, doing a little leash pressure to the left, so that way she doesn't duck behind me. Good girl. And keep her on this side. And you can do the same for the other side as well. Some parents will have a preference on which side their dogs walk, especially if you're going to be doing shows. It's a very stringent rule. But just making sure they stay on one side of you or another, so that way they're not constantly going back behind you or in front of you. Helps reduce the possibility of getting tripped up. Good girl, yes. And all I'm doing for this final exercise is just starting and stopping in between the cones, getting her used to focusing on when I start to move, good girl, and when I stop, and then rewarding her also accordingly. So doing the same with directions, like left and right, but also just by pure movement. Very good, good girl. So I didn't ask her to sit or anything, I just stopped walking, right? So I'm gonna reward that, and it seems like one of those minor things, but if you can get her to focus on you that much that she notices when you start walking and when you stop walking, that will help in general. Good girl, very good, very good. With the rest of her walking behaviors. And then just stop. Very good, good girl. And we'll just pause there. Normally we'll do about maybe 2 or 3 rounds, so about maybe 30 minutes worth of work in the mornings with some breaks in between, so that way she can go potty or get distracted on walks, and kind of practice normally through the neighborhood. But these are just good drills that we do first thing in the morning after the potty walk, and then usually the last thing in the evening, before or after the late night walk. Good girl. Say hi, Mom. Good girl.